Hello children, welcome to CA session. Today we will continue the same chapter, chapter 6, program coding. Students, today we will study about assignment operator. I have already told you the difference between assignment operator and the relational operator. The same is here. Assignment operator means this equal to symbol, a single equal to is used to assign one value to another value. See here, integer, int, data type I have taken and three variables I have taken. That means three variables will hold three numbers. If we have to declare three integers, then we can write it as comma separated also, like int x, comma y, comma z. If we want, we can write separately int x, int y, int z in three different lines. And then we will put terminating symbol here. So 9 is assigned to x. Now value of x is 9. Here value of y is 7. Now what is z? Z is x plus y, that means 9 plus 7. So what its value? Z will be 16. Now here z equals to z multiplied by 2. So here z was 16. So now the new value of z will be 16 multiplied by 2, that means 32. Now students, I will tell you about Java shorthand. Many a times we used to write like this, a equals to a plus 10. In a we will add a value and will assign it to a. So it is better to write shorthand like this. A plus equals to 10. That means in a only we have to add 10 and we have to assign the value to a. So the shorthand is like this. You can see this is a and this is expression here. So it is a, then operator, then equal to, and then the expression. So same way, x minus equals to 10, we can write x equals to x minus 10. X multiply equals to 10 means x equals to x multiplied by 2. X divide equals to 2 means x is divided by 2 and assigned to x. X modulo division equals to means x modulus equals to z means x modulus z is assigned to x. Now students, I will tell you about displaying or monitor. Now how to display the answer on the screen? I have already told you about system.out.println. Today I will tell you what is the difference between system.out.print and system.out.println. As at the time of doing practicals, I have already told you that you can use print as well as println both. But I suggested you to use println most of the time. Now why so? See, system as capital will be there to display on the screen. System.out.print, then simple bracket, in double quote we will write the string, and then after that here there is a space. System.out.print, in double quotes it is written 2. Now students, if it is print here, then the output will be in the same line. You can see 1 and then space and then 2 will be displayed here in the same line, and that is why we are using println. Println means after printing something, the cursor will go to the next line. Then we'll print something and will cursor go to the next line. So system.out.println, then 1 here. So after printing the 1, the cursor will come here in the next line. Then system.out.println 2. 2 will be printed and the cursor will appear here below 2. So now students, I will explain you a few more examples. You can see system.out.print means will be printed in one line. Cursor will be here only. System.out.println, now 2 will be printed. So 2 will be printed wherever the cursor is. So cursor is here only. So 2 will be printed, and see here it is println. So now the cursor will shift to the next line. System.out.print 3. So wherever the cursor is, 3 will be printed. Now here system.out.println. Ln means after printing 1, cursor will go to the next line. So same here, after printing 1, cursor comes here in the next line. Now print 2. 2 will be printed. Cursor will be here only because it is print here. Now print ln, you can see. So print ln 3. That means after printing 3, the cursor will come here in the next line. Now students, I will tell you that how to display variable with the string. Here you can see I have taken integer age equals to 13. So age is a number in which there is 13. It is integer and it stores 13 in it. So system.out.println. Println means after printing all this, the cursor go to the next line and my age is will be printed, and then now to display the variable value we have to use plus here. Okay, that means it will join these two. I have discussed this with you earlier also. Okay, that strings plus can be used to concatenate two strings. So this is string and this is the variable, that means integer. So it will be converted into the string and will be printed because there is plus symbol here. So my age is space and then 13 will be printed. If we want to print more after age, like we have to print years, 13 years, then we can write here, you have to write plus here, then in double quotes you have to write years. So now what will be the answer? My age is 13 years. So this will be printed. This is the output of this statement. Now students, we will discuss about selection command. So in selection command, we studied about if. Okay. So if statement of Java we will study today. The syntax is like this. Okay. How we have to write in Java program? If, and in the bracket we have to write the expression. In expression there will be the expression containing relational operator or the combination of relational operator and logical operators. Then after that, statement. If this expression is true, that means in the bracket there is a condition. If this condition is true, then this statement will be executed, otherwise it will be ignored. Okay. So same here you can see, if marks are greater than 85, then prize money 500 will be given. So if marks are greater than 85, then only. If the marks are 70, then if condition will be false and this statement will not be executed, it will be ignored. So same way here also, if age is greater than 18, this type of example we have done in algorithms and flow charts. So if the age is greater than 18, then what will be printed? That you are eligible to vote. If the person is 16, that means this expression is false and this statement will be ignored. Got it? If this condition is true, then only the statement just after the if will be executed, or if statement will be executed, otherwise it will be ignored. Now students, I will tell you about if else. The first conditional statement we studied was if, and now this is second one, if else. So in if else in Java, the syntax is like this. If, and in the bracket there will be expression, that means condition. If this expression is true, statement 1 will be executed. If this expression is false, this condition is false, then else statement will be executed. That means statement 2 will be executed. So same we have to write in definition also. If condition is true, statement 1 will be executed. Otherwise, statement 2 will be executed. In if, the statement 2 was not there. In else, statement 2 is there when the if condition is false. Now, you can see the example. If age is greater than equals to 18, you know very well the person is eligible to vote. So, if the age is 18 or greater than 18, then what will be printed? Eligible to vote. And if the person is 16, that means this condition is false. So, statement 2 will be executed. That means else statement will be executed, and what will be printed? Not eligible to vote. I hope students, now you are capable of writing the program based on conditions. Now students, we will discuss the flow chart of if and if else. This I have already told you in previous chapter. So in if, you can see for conditions we will use this symbol, arrow for the flows, and body means the process in rectangle. So here the condition will be checked. If the condition is true, if block will be executed. Then if the condition is false, then simply nothing will be printed and it will be ignored. In if else, if the condition is true, then body of if means if block will be executed, means a statement inside the if block will be executed. If the condition is false, then the body of else will be executed and the flowchart will stop. Now students, we will discuss about block of statement. Just now I have told you about if. So in that, you might have seen there was only one line in the if or one line in the else. So here if you are writing multiple lines, then we can include those lines into the curly brackets after the conditions. Okay. If, then condition, then curly bracket, then write 2 or more statements, as many statements as you want, and after that close curly bracket. Here students, you can see I have taken 3 integers, a, b and larger. In a there is 20, b 10, and if a is greater than b, here you can see a is greater than b, a is 20 and b is 10. So 20 is greater than 10 is true, and so what will happen? In larger, a will be assigned. A will be assigned to the variable larger, and then after that system.out.println smaller number is 10 will be printed, and then after that the statements means block of statement get over. So from here, from this curly bracket to this curly bracket, there is the block of statement. So this whole is the block of if. So now students, we will discuss about nested if. Nested if means there is one more if statement inside the if or in the else part. Okay. So there is another if in if part or the else part. So in nested if, there is another if in the if part or the else part. If there is only if, then inside if we can use another if, and if there is if else, so we can use if in the if also or in the else part also. So when if statement is true, then the block of if will be executed. So if there is another if inside it, then that is if will also be checked whether its condition is true or not. If its condition is true, its statement will be executed, otherwise it will be ignored. So students, I hope you understood 3 types of conditional statements. Today we studied about 3 types of conditional statement. First is if, second is if else, and the third is nested if. So students, only this much for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.